Good with that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we'll go on the record. So we have GC with us here today. It's Wednesday, I think. It's about 3:15. And so she's here with her lawyer, Attorney Adele. She's decided that she's going to be here in person and testify. Attorney Adele, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. And so GC, I just want to ask you in person, you're comfortable doing that, right?
Yes.
All right, and then you and I talked the other day. We got to see each other on screen, but now we get to see each other in person, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So I'll tell you what, so obviously when the jury comes in, I'm going to have you stand up, or you can turn and look at me and you'll raise your right hand, and I'm going to swear you in. And I'm going to ask you to swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Make sense?
Yes.
You tell me yes, then we can go ahead and get started. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So then, just so that you know, the lawyers are going to stand behind that podium over there. And you can either look at them, you can look at Attorney Adele, you can look, the jurors will be sitting here or back there, or you can look up at me. Make sense?
Yes.
If you want to take a break, you can say that. I'd like to take a break, and then at any time we can do that. Fair enough?
Yes.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, all right, very good. Anybody want to put anything on the record?
On behalf of the state judge.
All right, Attorney O'Brien?
Your Honor, I would just renew my motions and any objections filed previously to the trial.
Okay, all right, fair enough. We'll note those. And then deputies, when the jurors come in, you're going to go ahead and have a seat, right? Very good. All right. Well, then I think we're ready to bring in the jurors. You good? Okay. So as soon as my staff, how are you doing, Attorney Adele? Good. So then we'll have them bring everybody in. And then obviously as a reminder to the lawyers, we will call her GC. Oh, and then let me introduce you real quick. This is Desiree. Desiree, this is GC. So what she does is, you'll see the lawyers, every time they're done at the witness stand, she and I give each other a signal, and then she gets up, we sanitize everything, and then we're done. So that's, you're gonna see her get up maybe once or twice and do that. Make sense?
Yes.
Then the lawyers aren't gonna come towards you. If they have exhibits or anything they wanna show you, they put it up on the Elmo. So no one's gonna come walking towards you.
Okay.
Got it? All right, very good.
Your Honor, I've been asked to move the microphone closer.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe we can do that, or do you want to?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. The one thing too, and I'm going to remind you that when the jurors come in, you've got to keep your voice up so the jurors and our court reporter can hear you, okay?
Okay.
All right, fair enough. Okay. You just got to talk real loud. All right, are we ready? I'm sorry?
We're ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
All rise.
All right, thanks, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. You can be seated as you come in. Thank you. Very good. All right, thanks, everybody. All right, very good. Thanks, everyone. You may be seated. All right, very good. So we seem to be on time, ladies and gentlemen. It's 3:15. At this time, we have a witness on behalf of the state of Ohio, Attorney LaPrenzi or Attorney Easter. Who do you wish to call?
We would call GC.
All right. GC, if you don't mind, if you would raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony or statement you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And then remember, you keep your voice up, And those are the jurors there in the box, and then in the back, so that they can hear your testimony, and so Christy can hear your testimony also. Got it?
I got it.
Very good. Attorney LaPrenza, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon. We're not going to go ahead and have your name stated, but we all know who you are already, okay? So I'm going to have a few questions for you. I want you to make sure that if you don't understand the question, I could sometimes not be very good at asking questions. If you don't understand my question, tell me I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
And I'll try and make it so you understand what I'm trying to ask. Okay?
Okay.
How old are you?
Right now?
Yes.
15.
And what's your date of birth?
7/18/05. 7/18/05.
Okay. And are you in school?
Yes.
Where do you go to school?
10th.
How are your grades?
Good.
Good. Are you being modest?
Yes.
How good are they?
A's and B's.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes.
How many jobs do you have?
3.
What do you do?
My first one, in the summertime, I mow the lawn for my church. My second one, I am a hostess at a Mexican restaurant. And my third one, I work at a veterinarian office.
Okay. In the veterinarian office, what do you do for them?
I help hold the animals that are in the room.
Okay. You like that?
Yes.
How many hours a week do you work?
I never really calculated all the hours.
You're just counting the money, aren't you? All right. I don't blame you. Who do you live with?
My grandparents,
And what are their names?
Cindy Cobb and Jay Cobb,
All right. And do you call them what?
Grandma and Grandpa.
Okay. How long have you lived with them?
I've been with them for 8 years.
8 years? All right. And how do you like living there?
I like it.
All right. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have half.
Half brothers and sisters? Okay. How many?
2.
And do you have some step siblings?
No.
All right. Let me take you back many years for you, okay? What was your date of birth again?
July 18th, 2005.
2005. If I said to you the name Ashley Biggs, what does that mean to you?
That is my mother.
All right. And your mother, obviously when you were born, you didn't know her then, but at some point in time, do you have a memory of your mother?
I don't have many memories of her.
All right. There's been testimony that you were with your mom and your father. I guess you saw both your mom and father on and off during the early periods of your life, okay? Do you remember that?
I only ever remember being with my father.
Okay. At some point in time, in 2011, there was a court action, I'll call it, and your mother came to your school and picked you up. Do you remember that?
No.
Do you remember living with your mother?
No.
If I said to you the name of Brittany Dunson, does that mean anything to you?
She was my mother's girlfriend at the time.
And do you have memories of that?
I remember what she looks like, but I don't remember being with, memories with her.
Do you remember living with them?
No.
Have you been told at some point that you lived with them for several months?
I've been told.
Okay, but you have no real memory of that.
No.
So if I asked you with the memories with your mom and Brittany, if I asked you, do you have a good memory or bad memory? You have neither?
Neither.
If I asked you, well, let me go back. All right, let's talk about your dad's residence now. If I said to you the name Erica Lyon, do you know who that is?
Yes.
How do you know that name?
She was my stepmom.
And you have recollections of her?
Yes.
And when is the first you recall or have memories of being with Erica?
The first memory?
Yeah, what's the first thing you can kind of remember as far as, you know, I remember when I was in first grade, I remember she was there. Or if I remember, you know, anything like that.
I don't remember like a time range.
Okay. Do you remember your recollection of being with your dad? How many different places did you live with your dad?
I only remember one.
And was that the house on Mount Eaton Road?
Yes.
That's the only memories you have of being with your dad.
Yes.
Who lived there with you and your dad? And remember, initials only, please.
It was my dad, Erica, FC, Casey, AL, and that's all. And me.
And what was the
And
last thing
me.
you said? Oh, you. And AL was who?
My used to be stepbrother. I don't know if I can say the name.
You're right.
Yeah,
You do- he's
you're
just
fine.
asking you what the relationship is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, see that? Can you see me in the glass?
Yeah, I can see a sort
I
of
can see you too, see? Yeah, okay.
So you're getting ready to drive, so that's like a rear view mirror. You can get used to it. So AL was your stepbrother,
Yes.
and he or she,
He.
and that was Erica's son?
Yes.
Okay. And he was about your age?
Yes.
All right. You said that you have memories of your father living there with him and memories of living there with your mother. Tell us, in regards to your father, did you have positive memories or negative memories or both?
Always positive.
Okay? So if GC wanted something, who did you go to?
My father.
All right. And why was that?
Because he was my favorite.
Okay? As far as Erica went, now how did you refer to her? Did you refer to her as Erica or Mom or what? If you remember.
Mom.
You called her Mom. And what are your memories as far as Erica? Good, bad, or neither?
I had both.
Both. So tell me about that. Why was it both?
Some good memories. I remember going to a dance where we had like the matching dress, and I remember having good times, but then I also remember having bad ones.
And the bad ones, do you know how frequently or often they were?
I don't remember how like often, but I just remember them happening.
All right. And what types of things are we talking about that you're remembering?
She was mentally abusive and physically.
And how was she mentally abusive?
She would tell me that if I told my dad what she was doing to me, then she would do worse. And I kind of figure that's like mentally.
And you said physically, so what was the physical type of abuse?
I remember she would hold me on the ground and she would hit me. And then she also, before, made me eat dog feces.
So let's talk about that. Do you know why she made you eat dog feces?
Because she was jealous of my relationship with my father.
With who?
With my father.
With your father.
Judge, who rejected this line of questioning as being relevant or rather irrelevant?
All right, overruled for now.
Did she tell you that?
Did who?
Did Erica tell you that that was the reason that she was doing those things to you?
Well, her statement of if I told my dad that she would do worse, that really plays in of that she was just jealous of our relationship.
Erica has in a recorded statement, said that she acknowledged that she had given you what purported to be dog feces, or I think she referred to it as dog poop, but indicated that it wasn't, but you thought it was. Did you believe it to be dog feces?
Yes.
And tell us why.
Looked like it, smelt like it. I mean, I didn't know the taste before, but
You do now?
yeah.
What happened when she made you eat that?
I remember I was crying and I didn't want to.
But you did it?
She forced me to.
And what would have happened if you hadn't?
Shh,
If you know.
I don't know.
Okay. So let me take you now to the reason we're all here. June 20th and 21st of 2012. You would have been getting ready to turn about 8, right?
Yes.
Do you remember your mother's death?
I remember it happening, yes.
Okay. Do you remember before that happened that there was a custody battle over you?
I don't remember the custody battle.
So you don't have any recollection of your mom and dad fighting over you?
No.
So now that night, you said you remember when she died. Do you remember being asked about that?
Yes.
Do you have any recollections of that night?
Yes, Erica made the...
Well, hold on, let me just ask you a question first, okay? At the time, did you know that this recollection that you're about to tell us about was associated with your mother's death?
No.
It was just a memory you had, independent.
Yes.
So tell us what it is now that you recall about that night.
I
Well,
can...
hold on for a minute. Attorney LaPrenzi, I would prefer that you ask the witness specific questions instead of it be a narrative context. Thank you.
Do you have a memory of Erica making a phone call?
Yes.
Tell us about the phone call.
I can remember her, and I remember hearing it but not seeing it. And I know she ordered a pizza. I don't remember what she said that was on it. And I can remember that she did not use her name.
Do you remember what name she did use?
No.
Do you know where you were when you heard this phone call being made?
In the back of a car?
Do you remember what kind of car it was?
No.
Who was with you at that time?
I know Erica was in the passenger seat, and at one point of time she was holding my half-brother Casey, and then I remember seeing AL in the back of the car with me.
All right. So it was you said KC, AL, Erica, and was there anyone else?
That's all I recall remembering seeing.
All right. And when the call was made, do you know where Erica was?
She was in the passenger seat of the car.
All right. And do you know whether you were at home or not?
I do not know. It was dark outside.
So it was dark. Do you remember looking outside at all of the car, outside of the car?
I remember looking around and it just in the windows it was like pitch black.
Okay. So you couldn't even see anything to even know whether you recognized where you were.
Yes.
Do you remember driving?
No.
Do you remember sleeping?
Yes.
During that time, do you remember whether you were awake most of the time or asleep most of the time?
I was asleep most of the time.
Do you know what caused you to wake up?
No.
When you heard her order the pizza, did you have any thoughts about that?
No.
When you heard her use a different name to order the pizza, did you have any thoughts about that?
No.
So you didn't think that was weird or strange?
She just indicated she didn't have any thoughts about it.
All right. So do you remember anything else that happened after that phone call?
No.
Do you remember police officers?
No.
Do you remember, and you have no recollection of police officers ever? Is that fair?
That's fair.
Do you have any recollection of being at your grandmother's house on Rex Lake Road?
I remember waking up the next morning there.
All right. So the next morning you woke up at your grandma's house, and your grandma's name is Tallman, is that right?
Yes.
Their last name is Tallman, and that's your dad's grandma.
Grandma. So it's my great grandma.
Okay. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. So your great grandma's house.
Yes.
And is that on Rex Lake Road?
Yes.
Okay. GC, thank you. Mr. O'Brien, I'll have a few questions for you, okay? Oh, I'm sorry, I do have. I just wanted to show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit number 9. Who's that?
Me?
And let's see if I can enlarge this. Do you know how old you were there?
No, I can read in the bottom though.
All right, what's it say at the bottom?
2011 to 2012.
Okay, and it says first grade?
Yes.
All right, so this was,
Like 6 or 7.
okay, so this would have been the year about that your mother passed. Is that fair?
Yes.
All right. And if I show you this picture here, State's Exhibit number 101, do you recognize that?
Yes.
Now, who's that in the middle? The face is blurred out, but who is that?
That's me.
Okay. And who is, as we're looking at the picture on the left?
That's my mom,
And who's on the right?
Brittany Dunson.
All right. Do you have any recollection of this picture being taken?
No.
All right. John, I have nothing further.
All right, thank you. Okay, remember, like I told you? There we go. Desiree, clean that up. Thank you, Attorney LaPenzi. Thanks, Desiree.
GC?
I'm Kerry O'Brien, and I represent Erica. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not here to give you a hard time. I wouldn't do it, even if I had the chance, okay? We just want to ask a couple more questions, and then you can get back to either the veterinary or the Mexican place, okay?
Okay.
Or practicing for your temps. Getting ready to get a license?
Yep, I can get my temps in January.
Okay, well, yeah, that's only 2 months away. You practicing a lot?
Yes.
Okay. How's your parking?
It's okay.
Mine's not so great either. All right. GC, there is a reason that we use your initials. We're not trying to give you a hard time. We just have a couple rules, and that require us to use your initials, okay?
Okay.
One other thing, GC. See the nice lady here in the black dress and the funny typewriter?
Yes.
Okay, that's the court reporter, and she can take down in this funny little code everything we say, okay? But what she can't do real well is take the nod of a head or a shake of a head, okay?
Okay.
We need to have you give an answer verbally. Fair enough?
Yes.
Okay. I've put on the overhead projector a photo. Do you recognize that photo?
Yes.
Okay. And who is that photo, or what does that photo contain?
That is Erica and me.
All right.
And that was during the one good memory I was talking about of a dance where we both had a matching dress.
I think you referred to that earlier, did you not?
Yes.
All right. GC, I'm going to ask you to keep your voice up, if you can. I know these masks get in the way, but everybody in the room has to hear you. Okay?
Okay.
Putting on the overhead projector, what's been marked for introduction purposes as Defendants B. Do you recognize that, GC?
Yes.
Whom is in that picture?
Erica, AL, FC, and me.
Are a couple of those people in that picture your half brothers and sisters?
Just one.
All right. Who would that be?
FC.
Okay. Erica, I know we have this plexiglass, so I'm going to stand over here if that's okay. Because I know sometimes that barrier there gets in the way. Whom do you live with now?
Cindy Cobb and Jay Cobb.
All right. And I think you testified that they have had you under their roof for about 8 years?
Yes.
All right. And with respect to particularly your grandma, have you folks in the past talked about this case?
Not majorly.
I'm sorry?
Not majorly?
Not majorly? Okay, well, let me break it down. Have you ever talked about this case with your grandma?
Yes.
Okay. And do you talk about your dad?
Yes.
Do you visit with your dad in prison?
Yes.
About how often do you visit with your dad in prison?
I haven't gotten to since COVID, but before that, we went twice a month.
Okay. And when you would visit with your dad in the past, what would you talk about?
What's going on in life, like school, work, what's going on with FC and KC.
Okay. Does he ask about your grades?
Yes,
All right. Sounds like you're pretty proud of your grades.
I try.
Well, it sounds like you succeed. What subjects do you take? It's Chippewa High School?
Yes.
Okay. That's in Wayne County?
Yes.
All right. What are your subjects right now?
Right now, I have world cultures, English, history, algebra. Actually, it's not algebra, it's geometry, biology, draw and paint, and that's all.
How do you have time to even work? That's a lot. I can see why you can't count the hours. Okay, with respect to your dad, if you can't visit with him because of the COVID-19, do you write him letters?
Yes,
How often do you write letters to him?
once a week.
Does he write you letters?
Yes,
And do you ever get a chance to maybe see him on a video,
no,
like a Zoom or something like that?
no,
So you haven't seen him in person for 6-7 months, is that right?
yes,
Okay. Do you talk to him on the phone?
yes,
How often would you talk to him on the phone?
once a week.
Okay. Does he know that you're testifying here today?
Yes,
Okay. And when was the last time you talked to him?
last Sunday.
Okay. Now, in the past few months, have you ever talked about this case with your dad?
No,
He's never brought this case up to you,
he doesn't really like talking about it.
okay? Do you ever talk about this? Do you know a lady by the name of Mary Brinkman?
Yes,
Do you see her often?
every once in a while.
Okay. Has she ever talked to you about this case?
No,
Okay. You indicated when Mr. LaPrenzi first talked to you that you really have no memory of Miss Biggs, your mom, correct?
correct.
All right. So in effect, who raised you?
My father, I was with him the most.
Okay. You referred to Erica as your stepmom, did you not?
Yes,
Did she have a hand in raising you?
it wasn't always a good way of raising me.
Okay. You said there was some good and some bad.
Yes,
Did you have some good and bad with your dad?
I always remember good.
I'm going to call your attention to a night in June, late June 2012. That was 8 years ago, correct?
Correct.
You were somewhere between 7 and 8 years old. Is that true?
Yes,
All right. And you recall being in a car, correct?
correct,
But you don't really know where that car was, correct?
correct.
To use your words, it was pitch black out.
Yes,
True? And I think you also told Mr. LaPrenzi that you were sleeping most of the night.
correct.
True? This was pretty late at night, would you not say?
Yes,
You're not used to staying up real late, are you? At least
No.
back then.
no.
True?
True.
You said you remember hearing a phone call, but you didn't see it. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the next morning, you remember waking up at Rex Lake Road. That would be your great-grandparents?
Yes,
Right. But for the most part, you don't remember much at all that night. Is that a fair statement?
yes,
GC, I'm going to ask you a couple, I'll say, sensitive questions. Do you know why your dad is in prison?
Yes,
Why is that?
because he did some not so nice things.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Because he did some not so nice things.
Okay. And is it your understanding that he did some not so nice things to your mother?
Yes,
Do you still love your dad?
yes I do.
Would you like to see him get out of prison soon?
Yeah, he's my dad.
All right. Do you think by being here that you're helping your dad get out of prison?
No, this isn't his case.
I'm sorry, miss.
No, this isn't his case.
Thank you very well. Just a second, Judge. Two things. Two more questions. GC. Do you think that by you being here today, that you will be helping your dad see your siblings, your brothers and sisters?
No,
All right. Did you ever, I think you told me you've never talked to Mary Brinkman, is that correct?
you asked if I have communication, I said yes. And you
Okay.
asked if we talked about the case, and I said no.
Did Miss Brinkman ever tell you to say anything bad about Erica?
No,
Judge, thank you very much.
All right, very good.
Judge, I can just do it from here.
Oh, you know what? That would be wonderful. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Desiree, though.
GC, there may be an implication that the reason you're here testifying is to get back at Erica for the bad things that you said she did to you. Is that true or not true?
I want to get it out there,
You want to get what?
like the truth out.
All right. So Mr. O'Brien asked you if the purpose of you being here was to help your father, and you indicated it was not. It was not to help your dad see your siblings. So why are you here?
Because Erica didn't treat me right, and nobody really knew about it.
And you didn't call us to come testify, did you?
No,
We actually came to you and asked you. Is that fair?
yes.
All right. Thank you, Judge. Nothing
All right,
further.
thank you. Thank you very much. You're all done.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you, Attorney Adele. Ms. Sweeney will help you all out. Thank you very much. Very good. Thank you. Okay. I think we talked about this earlier, but does the state, thanks Desiree, does the state have any further witnesses today?
Not today, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, then we'll go ahead and recess for the day. Today is Wednesday. I think it's 5 till 4. So let me just put the orders again in place, although you're still under those orders, but you're not allowed to discuss this case with anyone. No one's allowed to talk about it with you. You're not allowed to watch anything about it, whether it's on the internet, whether it's on television, whether it's reading. We call all of that research. No one's allowed to contact you, make any attempt to contact you. So I think we'll be prepared tomorrow morning, if I'm not mistaken, to start witnesses at 9 a.m. Will the state be prepared to call its next witness at 9 a.m.?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so why don't we say 8:45? You all have been wonderful about being on time this week, and we very much appreciate it. Again, you'll be subject to any health screening that's required to enter the building. My staff will help you out. And I think it is actually sunny outside, so please enjoy the sunshine for about another hour and 20 minutes. Have a great evening. Thank you. Time?
No, Judge.
Okay. Attorney O'Brien, anything you would like to put on the record at this time?
Nothing at this moment.
All right, good. And then deputies, if you just wait till our jurors clear the building before you take her down the elevator, we'd appreciate it. You got it. Perfect, thank you. And I'll see you folks here about 8:30 a.m. Real quick, we can go off the record then. Who does this